It's not upcoming. It's literally supposed to be live, like right now. What is going on? I don't understand what is going on. Technology's weird. Technology's weird. Oh, cool. You can hear me. Technology's weird. Oh, cool. You can hear me. There is a serious delay, but we're gonna ignore that. And the audio is clear. So this is like the 5th time I've tried to do this. So essentially this is going to be an update video paired with the fact that I also have a reason to be doing this. So I'm only doing Village Quest because I'm not supposed to be touching any of the hub until my friend is ready to play. So there's a lot of things to talk about in this video, and I mean a lot. Hope I got her off. There's a lot of things to talk about. First off, my PlayStation controller is no longer allowing me to pick up audio, so I'm going to have to find a permanent mic solution. As it stands, I have a temporary mic solution, and we'll go from there. As for actually playing the game, and I'm gonna turn down the volume on my TV. As for capturing, everything's still fine, so there's at least that, but I'm not having a good week at all. Like, if it hasn't been one thing, it's been another. But, like, I posted 2 videos, tried to do several live streams testing the water to see what the hell is going on with my mic, to find out it's just broken. So, yeah. And you can't use Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth, wired headphones, like, at all in that case. So, yeah, no, this video's already started. This stream's already off to a really great start, and I haven't even done anything yet. So there's 2 videos I posted, one of which I'll go over super quickly because it's not nearly as important, and that's my thoughts on Linkin Park and their new artist, and their new not artist, but like lead singer. And honestly, with what I was seeing from a lot of people, at the start it was like, I don't really care. Oh, thanks, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, this is exactly what I expect when I'm...
Be careful!
It's not that this is even a hard fight. It's just been a seriously obnoxious day. Yeah, I kind of expect everything to go wrong while I'm trying to do this. Anyway. The main thing with that is, and I'm only gonna keep this brief because I did a 20-minute video. Yeah, no, like, the people who are peering into, like, her social life and saying, and, like, that's your reason for not liking her, you're kind of being petty. To the people who are saying that she's not Chester, no shit, she'll never be Chester, that's, like, not what she's going for. And keep in mind, for those of you that are trying to say that how she's like, they should rename, new group, new band, they should change the name, and I'm like, no, because like it still is Linkin Park. I'd be pretty pissed off if they changed their name just because they changed their lead singer and drummer. It's like Black Sabbath didn't do that when Ozzy left, but, you know, we don't see people mentioning that. Or the fact that the drummer left too, and the guitarist won't be going on tour with them, so they'll have a stand-in guitarist for that. So it's just a bunch of stuff, man. Like, I don't understand why people are wanting to, like, address that. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that topic pretty quickly because what I wanted to talk about is Insect-Glaive, and this weapon's fun. It really is one of those weapons that you can kind of just use in the air, use on the ground, and no one's gonna bat an eyelash.
It's fleeing.
Okay, well. Running away.
Go.
And before people get annoyed or upset that I'm using the Defender Insect-Glaive for this, I'm not using this weapon at all in my playthrough, and it's unupgraded, so.
Watch out!
Like, I'm literally just using this for making this video. And then it's gonna get sold, so. Well, it's live stream. I keep forgetting I'm actually live for once. Yeah, maybe. Like my Kensei's a little slow today. But yeah, no, this is one of those weapons that you can kind of get away with a lot of different things. Specifically, just getting good with it takes a decent bit, and there's not too many people who are willing to put in the effort for it.
He's fixing.
If you let me carve, cool. If you don't, I mean, it's not like I was gonna complain about it. I did kind of just like, I'm gonna sharpen super quickly to him. But honestly, it's one of those weapons that the more you pick it up, you'll find whether you like it or not. And I like it. It's a fun weapon. I'd say it's intermediate when it comes to actually actively being used as a aggressive weapon option, and just in general being like a medium level of difficulty to actually like pick up and master. As for its combos, it gives you the option of both ground combat, which, love it or hate it, you know, it's here. But also giving you air combos that allow you to link into your ground combos. The Kensect has its own uses of getting you buffs. It has a stamina bar, so you can actually use it for attacking. And the weapon just kinda feels great usually, honestly. Like, it's one of those weapons that I find myself playing more when I'm fighting up against interesting monsters or just needing a counter to flying wyverns or winged wyverns, because they tend to be very hard to fight when you're using a weapon that's focused on the ground. Granted, I am the type of person that likes to hunt a little smarter rather than harder. If there is a weapon that I know how to use that has a just better matchup against a monster, I'd prefer to pull it out. And that was the issue that I was running into with at least Insect Glaive. Because whereas it does make some fights feel easy, it's mostly just due to the fact of the weapon is just kinda dual blades, but a more flushed out version of it. It's a hyperly aggressive weapon with massive combo strings, but unlike dual blades where the weapon kinda suffers from a few minor issues, mostly its DPS being not the greatest. Insect Glaive has a pretty high DPS. It does good damage for you just knowing how the weapon works. Like, you will get more done with this weapon than you think just because you're taking a little bit of extra time to use the weapon properly. Personally, for me, I always like using a weapon in a way that might not be the correct way, but I get it to work for me, and this weapon kind of just allows me to do what I like to do with the weapon. Mostly just grabbing red buff and possibly like the yellow buff. I don't really know what the yellow buff does outside of being useful late game for a few things, and I think like the white one, when you have all three, you get like a damage increase and stuff like that. But I'm not entirely sure on that because it is kinda not super easy to find information, and if I find the information later, cool, but it really do be hard to get this white buff out here. Alright. We're gonna get out of there. Oh, okay. So, yeah. You really learn a lot of things with this weapon. It's a pretty decently complicated weapon, too. So, I mean, I can't really hate it. Like, it's not something that's gonna be basic, like, oh, hammer, click buttons. Hit head, do big stuff. Yeah, you can really get away with just kind of hitting anywhere. Obviously, there is places you should be targeting for your buffs, but realistically speaking, your role here mostly is going to be the same thing as like dual blades. Your purpose is mostly just to be laying on some damage and helping get the hunt, getting the hunt under control. You're gonna spend most of your hunt in the air if you're wanting to use the weapon like most people. As for me, I've also found myself late into DLC and Rise at least, spending most of my time just grabbing buffs and then hitting with big damage. Cause big ass damage, big ass hit, do big ass damage, do big ass things. The sooner that the thing fucking dies, the better usually in DLC, because if you end up dragging out some of those fights on purpose, they can really screw you over. Like, I've been on the raw end of getting absolutely mollywopped multiple times. So you were sleeping, I'm sorry, sir. Oh, come on. Don't, okay, well. Obviously there, hold on, where is the yellow? Or, pff, don't kill him with that, okay. Anyway, that's funny. Anyways, the weapon's pretty chill, I like it. It can be a fun weapon if you take the time to pick it up. It's not a weapon I'm gonna say everyone has to learn or you even have to like. Like, this weapon definitely is catered towards people who like a more hack and slash focused style of game, because it really does cater to those who like a super flushed out moveset, being able to change it up on the fly, and just having a bunch of mechanics at your disposal. And that's what I kind of like about this weapon. It's not a weapon you would traditionally see me gravitate towards in a game like this, but honestly, I think that's the best thing for it, because it is a weapon that I started gravitating towards heavily because it is fun. It's definitely a skill check, though. It's a weapon that requires you to get good at the game, to actually know what you're doing. I'm just gonna take all that. As for combos, I don't really have any, like, super good options for y'all, outside of, maybe just, like, start in the air and do some, like, basic stuff. I really only know a few basic combos. Like I know a few. And this is something that I've noticed a lot here recently, is knowing the basics tend to just kind of be enough sometimes. Yeah. Like, obviously, you can improvise some combos, obviously. Knowing your bread and butter combos is always nice. Like, a good example is knowing the combo ladder is always nice, especially in situations like this, because you're able to just kind of work your way through it. And to be fair, this weapon isn't, I wouldn't say it's overly complicated, but it can be complicated at times. It really is one of those weapons that you will pick it up, it will just take you a little bit to get used to. It's not a brainless weapon by any category of the word. It's something that does require you to actively try and get better with it. You can get away with just using like 1 or 2 mechanics as well. Like, you're not forced to use the entirety of the weapon's pool. But mastering this weapon and being able to utilize its entire move pool and its entire, like, all of its concepts, because in all honesty, I don't fully understand why each buff does what they do, but, you know, I'll go with it. As for the main thing, it's just try and see if you... I'd recommend picking it up, giving it a bit, trying it, seeing if you like it, and if you don't like it, that's okay. Because this isn't one of those weapons that I would traditionally gravitate towards either, but it's definitely a fun one. If you like a fast-paced weapon that gives you multiple options and is pretty safe on most hunts, Insect Glaive might be your bread and butter. If not, I mean, we can always just assume that you're a hammer main and call it a day there. But for the most part, I really just wanted to say that because I do plan on doing a full live stream where I'm hunting with friends here soon, and it'd just be easier to get the hunting weapon thing done before then. But with all that being said, I'm actually going to be hopping off stream because I'm wanting to relax a bit more before work. Because again, been having a horrible last couple days, and honestly, I could use a break. So thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe. I will try uploading more frequently as well as live streaming more, because figuring out my mic situation is just gonna be a pain. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.